to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
It was killing me, aka Patters, not to do this movie today. 2014, Heaven Knows What. This is the one film from the Safdie brothers before they had their own schism, before they had their own break. That break is evident this year, 2025, with one Safdie, Benny, making The Smashing Machine, the other Safdie brother making Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme was the earlier drop today. And I kept and welcome back, guys. It's the Film Buff Podcast evening drop. So I had, we pre-schedule out, and a lot of times like news and information comes in, and me, the Film Buff, sometimes, because I'm in the most beautiful city in the world. Beautiful day too, by the way, guys. We're back to spring weather, Philadelphia, PA. But I just walking around, I get inspired, and I like grouping things together. And sometimes when I lock in on what I can group together, everything else fades away. So we're doing a little bit of a quick drop. I'm recording and then dropping this. What is this movie? I didn't know what this movie was. It came up as a Tubi suggestion. And I think it's because I was watching Being Charlie, which is a rehab recovery movie. Being Charlie went live last week. So maybe Tubi, maybe Tubi's like, this guy, this is a guy to show another addiction movie to. And what we have today is one of the most real, most gritty. It's a true feeling of a movie of what these people go through when they run their lives through addiction. And it is dirty. It's gut-wrenching. This movie shows you the crevices the way you would want this movie to show you the crevices. And then on top of that, we have one hell of a score. And let's do a little shout out, right? Because our score is by Ariel Pink and Paul Grimstead. These two capture you. Now, we see a lot of this template in how these two guys use music. We see it in Smashing Machine. We see it in Uncut Gems. We see it in Marty Supreme, where the synth score just it almost like defines a scene with what you're seeing with your own eyes, watching everything unfold. It's just, and sometimes it's jarring, and you kind of like fall into it. You fall into the scene. I'm comparing this movie to. And I'm sorry, I am all over the place, because this is one of the best addiction movies I've ever seen. This is one of the best street level. I haven't been this taken by a street level movie since and you guys have been waiting for it since I first time I saw Laws of Gravity. I will put Laws of Gravity and Heaven Knows What side by side, and here we go, right? And it kind of reminds me when Theodore Roosevelt, he read How the Other Half Lives, and that book, which was really these people, it inspired him to be more of a mechanism for what later would be defined as the working class. When I watch these movies, I can imagine how that book inspired Theodore Roosevelt, and I know you guys were not expecting that that reference today, but guys, we're all about America. We're here in Philadelphia, PA, former capital of the American nation empire, the supremacy of America. But Heaven Knows What is a visceral, gut-wrenching experience there, and it's got a couple actors we've seen in other things. I don't even want to talk about it. The girl in this, though. The girl is, Ariel Holmes, who I think she might be the author of the book, that the memoir that this is based on. And we're watching this, and it's hard to know what parts of this movie these two are like shooting from the hip, meaning Are they actors? Are we, like, are these, like, raise your hand if you're part of the acting guild, or they're signing junkies up for the acting guild. It comes off as so real, so natural, so truthful. It just makes me do nothing but try and convince you guys you have to see this movie. You can watch it for free on Tubi. I would say you can compare and contrast. You can compare and contrast this with Being Charlie. You can compare and contrast this with Sprung, or Rush, or Spun, or Clean and Sober. There's I'm trying to remember some of the other, but there's like Sober. I mean, even the way back with Ben Affleck. There's Barfly, Factotum, which now has Matt Damon, not Matt Damon, Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon's in that. He plays Charles Bukowski. We can align this movie with a lot, and I do like comparing this movie with something like a Clean and Sober, to where we see, or even with Rush, we can see with like the best of Hollywood, and how people with infinite resources and infinite talent and agencies behind them and distribution and even a level of hype and excitement, how it's handled by the elite side of this industry. And then we can go into, just in my view, two guys that have a wonderful eye. They are a level of collaboration, like very much like the Russos. It's hard to separate, and we haven't seen a level of separation where both filmmakers really do something stellar. We got it this year, but the whole process to make this movie, it's eye-opening. It truly is. But AKA Powders, for the filmography of the Safdie brothers, 2014, heaven knows what. Now, previously, 2013, Lenny Cook, 2009, Daddy Long Legs, 2008, The Pleasure of Being Robbed, where these guys are they collab together as editors. After this, they make Good Time, and Good Time does have this, again, like this gritty street level feeling to it. Heaven knows what too. There's this one scene where they're on a bus, and they pay all this money to go to Florida and do all of this stuff, right? Like, just breeds desperation. I mean, it just makes you want to watch Florida Project. Like, watch this movie, watch Florida Project, watch Red Rocket. Just watch those movies together. And this dude just leaves this girl on the bus. She falls asleep. He wakes up, grabs his bag, has the bus pull over, goes into his, walks back like to the city or a place that he knows, finds a room somewhere, lights some candles, crashes out, and sets himself on fire and like dies, like just accidentally burns himself to death. And that whole sequence, when that guy got off the bus in this movie, it's this character driven moment where only individuals that have been around these people, and I say this from time to time, I know a lot of the people in this movie. Some of them are people that I went to school with that became these individuals. Some of them every once in a while I'll run into at for example, a used record store selling stolen LPs for some cash. Used bookstores selling books that they just stole from Barnes and Noble, and even in Philly, I see these people, and I haven't seen this personality, this level of like pain and hurt and desperation, and maybe a little bit of hopefulness, because we get a little bit of that at the end, because we kind of end a little bit like as the credits are rolling, we're at like Dunkin' Donuts, where these guys just like telling stories about like fighting cops and God knows what, and we get to leave a little bit on a high note, but we're still in this like degeneracy, this desperation. I haven't seen some of these people I know on film as real as I have with Heaven Knows. What? Oh my God, Heaven Knows What. Heaven Knows What. It's on Tubi. You have to do yourself a favor. You have to check out this movie. Heaven Knows What, Good Time, Uncut Gems, Smashing Machine, and Marty Supreme. They are deep, all of them, deep character studies. And these two brothers show you a side of the world that you don't ever want to see, but it's here, and they're doing a little bit of a service. I love you guys. The film buff, gotta go. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.